Hey, what's up guys? It's Chuz, back again with another video. You know what I feel like is weirdly normalized nowadays? Playing a game with like 60 people in a Discord server and 2 to 4 people in your group at all times. Today I want to talk about why I prefer gaming alone now, compared to a couple years ago where I found myself constantly playing online multiplayer games with friends and parties with like 8 people screaming over each other at the same time. And don't get me wrong, that stuff is fun sometimes, but I feel like as I've gone older, my personality has shifted more toward wanting quieter gaming experiences, more personal ones, I guess you could say. And really, what's wrong with even experiencing a game by yourself instead of 10 other people? Because when I really think about it, my favorite gaming experiences have honestly come from single player games. If you watched my last video, I briefly mentioned Batman Arkham Knight being one of my favorite games of all time. But honestly, the whole Arkham series in general is amazing. Yes, even Arkham Origins. I do not care what nobody says, that game deserves its flowers. But anyway, the reason I mentioned that game is because I can tell you a story beat for beat from Arkham City and Arkham Knight, because those games really stuck with me, left a real lasting impact. Single player experiences just feel way more memorable to me, looking back in general. Because yeah, I got hundreds of hours in Fortnite, Apex Legends, and Valorant, all those kind of games. But if I'm being real, most of those memories kind of just blend together. It's usually just shoot, run, loot, revive teammate, wait for storm, defuse bomb, repeat. I honestly can't recall many specific moments from those games, even after years of playing them. But with single player games, I remember exact moments. Like in Red Dead Redemption 1. Hold on, spoilers. Even though the game is old as hell, I'm not a hoe, y'all got 5 seconds. When you put an end to Dutch Vanderland, that actually stuck with me. After all the story and build up to that exact moment, it just hits different.
Then I have to shoot you. When I'm gone, they'll just find another monster. They have to. Because they have to justify their wages. That's their business. Our time has passed, John.
So at the end, you didn't have the guts to shoot him.
The man's dead, Ross.
Sure. Can I see your gun?
Or in Cyberpunk 2077, when Jackie dies. Even though it happens pretty early compared to the full story, I still remember exactly how I felt during that scene.
We did it, Jackie! We fucking made it!
I guess we did.
My medical diagnostic that Mr. Wells's condition is critical.
Critical? Fuck does that mean?
Mr. Wells's external iliac artery has ruptured. Internal hemorrhaging is severe. I suggest you try to keep Mr. Wells conscious.
It's gonna be alright. You'll see Misty, your mom, everyone you love. Jackie, don't close your eyes.
Misty, I know. She always knew. Biochip. Hold on to it. For me.
And that's something I rarely get with online service games. A lot of multiplayer games nowadays honestly feel like TikTok games to me. Not in a disrespectful way, but more like you hop in for a quick dopamine hit, play a couple matches, laugh a little, then get off. Nothing really sticks with you afterwards. Meanwhile, single player games feel crafted with intention. You sit with the characters, the atmosphere, the music, the world, all of it. You actually absorb the experience instead of just consuming it for 20 minutes and moving on to the next thing. But recently, sometimes I genuinely just want to throw headphones on, turn the lights off, and fully sink into a game for a couple hours. And weirdly enough, those quieter experiences have ended up meaning more to me than most multiplayer memories ever did. I feel like when you're in a party full of people, yes, you're enjoying the game together, but at the same time, you're also kind of entertaining everybody. That gets mentally exhausting sometimes. When I play games nowadays, sometimes I don't want to think about the funniest thing to say every 10 seconds or trying to react to everything happening on screen. I kind of just want to absorb the game instead of talking over every moment with a pack of people yapping in my ear. And I get for some people, the only reason they even hop on the game is because their friend texted them or they saw somebody online. And there's nothing wrong with that either, to be honest. But I think people sometimes confuse gaming alone with loneliness. When in reality, hopping on a game by yourself can actually feel more personal than people realize. Because when it's just you, the experience becomes completely yours and yours only. You move at your own pace, you notice more details, and you even sit with the music longer, you actually absorb the atmosphere instead of talking over it the whole time. And to be real, some of my favorite gaming memories ever came from moments when there's literally just me alone in my room, experience a world somebody created for me. The quiet moments, the subtle things you piece together yourself, or those moments where all you hear is a slow echoing soundtrack while you sit there admiring what these developers built. A recent example I had was in Fallout 4. I hopped on for a quick little session before I went to go grab food with my girlfriend. And originally I was planning on doing DLC quests like Nuka-Cola, but then I was like, nah, let me just explore for a bit. Because I know there's parts of this world I still haven't really seen. So I'm just walking in a random direction through this foggy-ass, destroyed wasteland surrounded by dead trees and this creepy-ass atmosphere. Then I randomly see what looks like a damn UFO. This whole crashed. Not gonna lie, that completely caught me off guard. Then I noticed this weird green liquid on the floor. At first I thought it was blood or something, but then I realized it's literally a trail leading somewhere. So I'm obviously like, alright, I gotta follow this shit. And it leads me into this cave where I find a whole bobblehead ass alien. And I end up blowing his little booty out with a rocket launcher. Moments like that are probably why gaming alone sticks with me more now. Because that whole experience felt personal. Nobody told me to go there. Nobody forced me to explore that cave. Nobody was screaming in my ear, trying to change the conversation every 5 seconds. It was just me naturally stumbling into something memorable. And that's another reason I've grown to love single player games more over time. They all leave different impressions on you. Fallout 4 gave me this goofy sense of wonder and discovery where I'm roaming through fog and finding trails of alien life and decrepit wasteland. Meanwhile, Resident Evil 8 gave me the complete opposite feeling. Pure tension, thick horrifying atmosphere, constant uneasiness. Another experience in recent time that stuck out to me was during my Resident Evil phase after RE9. That game had me overly invested in the Resident Evil world. So when I saw Resident Evil 8 on sale, I was like, yeah, I gotta buy this hoe. I was gonna buy it on RE7 on Switch too, but I already played that one before, so RE8 it was. But there's one particular area in RE8, Heisenberg's factory. They were cooking when they designed this place. There's just one hallway. I'll probably show on screen right now. I can't get this shit out of my head. This hallway stuck with me so much because of the way all these abominations he created, Heisenberg, were lined up inside these little cubbies like they were dormant or sleeping, waiting for somebody to give a press of a button and release them onto whoever crossed their path. That shit created so much tension. Especially because the game had you casually walking past them and during their puzzle sections like nothing was wrong. And don't even get me started on the conveyor belt, where all these creatures that were probably human before Eisenberg completely fucked them up are just hanging there, lifelessly, throughout this depressing industrial scenery. That whole section genuinely stuck with me. And that's saying something when the same game has a giant horrifying baby chasing you around. Maybe this shift happened because everything online feels loud now. Every app, every game, every video, everything fighting for your attention all at once. So when I finally sit down and play a game alone, it almost feels calming in a way. In a world filled with millions of people doom scrolling, posting, commenting, arguing, and constantly needing stimulation every second, fully sitting down and experiencing something at your own pace feels rare nowadays. Because gaming alone isn't loneliness, sometimes the only moment where your brain actually gets to slow down and exist in a world that feels less chaotic than the real one. Thank you guys for watching what is now my second video. If you would like to leave a like or comment, please do so. And if you really enjoyed the video, maybe subscribe. If not, though, it's cool. Anyways, everybody have a good day. See ya. And I also have one more video on my channel. Say what's up. Say what's up. Bye.